mechi zinaanza leo. Ndiyo. Kwa hivyo nchi ama timu za nchi zote ambazo zinaweza kujumuika katika kupiga ule mtinange hapa Kenya tayari wameweza kuwasili. Lakini pia itakuwa faida ya shabiki kama tutaweza kuwapa taswira kamili hizi diversions ama
itakuwa ni vizuri
kama mfano hapa wameandika wakasema kwamba zile barabara ambazo zinaweza kufungwa Lang'ata Road from Madaraka roundabout to Lusaka roundabout.
From Madaraka to Lusaka roundabout. Ndio.
Mombasa Road from Lusaka roundabout to Bunyala
Road. Ndio. Ni wakati wa mechi, sio kila siku.
Wakati wa mechi. Ndio. Alafu kuna hiyo Aerodrome Road from Madaraka roundabout to Bunyala roundabout. Alafu wakaweka diversions. Mombasa Road CBD Likoni Enterprise itakuwa Likoni Enterprise Road at General Motors and Southern Bypass. Ndio. Wakaeka motorists from Lang'ata Road to CBD watumie Raila Odinga Road or Muhoho Road. Wakaeka mtu kwa access Nairobi CBD kutoka Thika, ndio, Ruiru, Juja, umeona, watumie Limuru ama Kiambu.
Ruiru mpaka Juja. Watumie
Limuru hiyo Kiambu.
Barabara Kiambu. Naam.
Wakaeka tena matatus ambazo zinatoka Kasarani.
Roysambu hiyo sasa.
Ambazo sasa effect yake ni hapo uwanja wa Moi Kasarani. Waweze kutumia Ruaraka, Baba Dogo, umeona, Ngomongo roundabout. Wao wakipita wazunguke huko.
Watokee Ngomongo.
Motorists from Thika Road.
Ndio.
Either Eastern Bypass, Kiambu Road ama Limuru. Kwa hivyo hapa ni kujizatiti tu kuwa wewe kama ni shabiki, kama sio shabiki, wakati unalazimika kuwa shabiki wa soka kwa sababu utapita na wapi? Lazima ujue barabara. Kwa hivyo lazima ujue time ya mechi. Yaani hapa ni raha iliyoje.
Ndio.
Shabiki, yani Mkenya sasa ilivyofika, anaishi metropolitan ya Nairobi.
Usifike mahali ukasonya, ukakasirika eti kwa sababu pengine barabara imefungwa. Taarifa zimetolewa kwa mapema, kwa hivyo wewe lako ni kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba unatii na kufuata yale maagizo siku za mechi peke yake, sio kila siku. Sawa. Kwa hivyo hapo kesho kuna baadhi ya sehemu za barabara ambazo zitakuwa zimefungwa, hususan katika barabara ya Thika Road. Na wale ambao watakuwa wanakuja mjini itabidi muweze kutumia njia mbadala kuhakikisha kwamba mnawaiwai katikati mwa jiji la Nairobi. Na vile vile tukiangalia kuna suala hili la utalii ambalo pia litakuwa linajitokeza pakubwa sana katika mashindano haya ya CHAN, kwa sababu kuna wale agents wa timu mbalimbali ambao wanakuja kushuhudia mashindano haya. Kando na agents, kuna familia za wale wachezaji pia wanakuja. Wamesikia kwamba kuna Simba Kenya, kuna Ndovu, kuna Swara,
tuna vile fisi.
Ndio.
Lakini sio fisi binadamu.
Lazima umtaje fisi.
Lazima baba.
Ilikuwa lazima umtaje.
Wajua imeingiliana patamu sana, kwa sababu yeyote yule ambaye anafanya katika ile industry ya tourism anakuambia kwamba ikifika mwezi wa 6 mpaka mwezi wa 8 wanaita high season, the shortest high season hapa katikati. Kwa hivyo ni matumaini yangu kwamba imepanua uchumi katika sekta ile ya utalii, na tunawaambia karibu Kenya, kama linavyojizungumza bango. Karibu Kenya uweze kuangalia nyanja tofauti za kitalii, na vile vile uweze kuburudika na soka ambayo imeweza kupangwa na ikapangika katika viwanja vyetu.
Kando na wanyamapori, mashabiki kutoka mataifa ya kigeni ama wageni kutoka mataifa ya kigeni ambao wanakuja kushuhudia mechi hizi, ni nini kingine ambacho unadhani ya kwamba watakuwa wanajivunia hapa nchini Kenya?
Hapa vile vile unajua watu kutoka nje huwa wanasikia nyama choma ya Kenya.
Nyama choma
na kachumbari. Hadi kuna mwanamuziki mmoja mkongwe aliimba masuala za kachumbari, nyama choma. Waona bana, sio mkongwe, yule mtoto bado ni diki babangu. Aliimba nyama choma. Unaona bana? Nyama choma. Kwa hiyo wazungu wengi wana vyakula vya Kenya. Unaona? Sisi vile tuwasikia Nigeria kuna fufu,
roasted yams, and bush meat.
Nasi pia tuna vyakula vyetu. Tuko na kidheri. Tuko na nyama choma na kachumbari, tuko na samaki ile ukiangalia, tuna ubambla. Sasa wakija wanashindwa, zipo babangu.
Tuna pia malkia, unaweza piga naye picha. Tuna pia watu warefu kama Odendo hivi, watu ambao wametutumua misuli sawa.
Kwa hivyo kwa mantiki hiyo ni kwamba mbali na utalii inajitokeza pia utamaduni pale.
Ndio.
Kwa masala mazima hayo.
Lazima utamaduni utadhihirika, kwa sababu usidhani kama watafungia isukuti kule ndani wakaifungia huku nje.
Huku nje.
Lazima mgeni apate utamu wa isukuti.
Kutakuwa kuna ngoma fulani ya kulaki labda. Naona wajua tushazoea unakumbuka watu wakicheza wakipiga hizo mechi za kufuzu katika AFCON ama kombe la dunia, timu zikiweza kuingia nchini hapa kuna isukuti fulani
walilakiwa na isukuti, wengi walilakiwa na isukuti.
Mimi nina matumaini kwamba kama haujapewa authority ya kupiga isukuti, weka kando, tusilaumu.
Ukae kando, sio?
Tusilaumu baadaye.
Nataka tumalizie na mtambo wa VAR. Ni mashabiki wa FC Leopards. Nimekuwa nikisikia mkilalamika sana Gor Mahia pengine wametufunga na offside. Ndugu yangu hapo bwana, mtambo wa VAR unakuja Kenya na utasalia. Sidhani kama taruhusu ule mtambo utoke. Itakuwa na faida kwako ama katika soka ya humu nchini?
Kwa upande wangu niliona hiyo ni kwa mtandao.
Ndio.
Kwa upande wangu mimi nimesema, najitokeza nikisema wamefanya jambo lingine la busara ya maana. Ni vile nauliza tu, umesema itabaki ama game zikiisha
haiwezi katolewa, huo mtambo utabaki hapa.
Itakuwa ni sawa kwa kutumika kwa game za Kenya.
Naam. Na pengine Dimba, mtambo wa VAR unakuja hapa nchini Kenya, tumekuwa na tetesi nyingi sana ya kwamba marefa wanakosa kuwajibika, marefari wanakosa kutoa matokeo ambayo yanastahili. Ni kana kwamba wanajihusisha pakubwa katika upangaji wa mechi katika mashindano haya ya CHAN na vile vile katika mashindano ya ligi kuu humu nchini. Nadhani kwamba itakuwa na faida wakati mtambo ule unaletwa humu nchini.
Basi mimi nitazungumzia faida kwa upande mwingine.
Ndio.
Italeta shinikizo kwamba viwanja viweze kuratibiwa karibu 7 viwanja 6-7 kwa sababu gani? Ule mtambo una nafasi yake katika viwanja. Huwezi leta tu kiwa kama kile na hakiwezi kuwa supported na ule uwanja vile umeweza kukarabatiwa. Kwa hiyo itakuwa ni nafasi ya adimu na itakuwa ni mfano mzuri wa kuigwa katika viwanja ambavyo vimeanza marekebisho mahususi katika ili kungoja michuano ya AFCON. Ni mfano ambao pia utakuwepo kwa marefari ambao wanainukia. Uwezi jua utakuwa labda ndio benchmarking, wao utafanya benchmarking pale. Marefari ambao wameweza kusoma, wengine wana KBC lakini hawajui masuala mazima ya VAR. Pale ndio nafasi adimu ambayo itaweza kujitokeza kipekee. Na nitaomba ipiganiwe nafasi kwamba wakileta vile viwaa basi viwe ni viwaa ambavyo tumeweza kuletea Kenya. Isiwe ile mifano ya mwaka 2010 South Africa, baada ya kuweka viwaa katika viwanja vile alafu wakaja wakabomoa
wakaviondoa vyote
masala kama yale. Kwa hivyo iwe tu itatufunza kwa namna moja ama nyingine kwamba VAR ndio hii imekuja. Wale KBC ambao wameweza kupata karatasi zao ama vyeti vyao vile baada ya mechi, pale ndo nafasi kuu ya kuweza kujifunza yale ambayo umeweza kusoma.
Asante sana, ndivyo mambo yalivyo. Kumbuka kwamba mechi ya kwanza itakuwa inaanza saa 2 kule Tanzania. Itakuwa ni Mtanzania akipiga dhidi ya Burkina Faso. Mara ya kwanza timu hizi zinapatana katika mashindano ya CHAN. Na ni kwamba atakuwa nasubiri tuweze kujua ni nani ambaye atakuwa anaibuka mshindi. Kumbuka kwamba mwenzetu Bernardo Kumu yuko katika taifa lile la Tanzania na atakuwa anatuelezea mengi zaidi baadaye hususan kuhusiana na mchuano huo ambao utakuwa unapigwa. Kwa sasa nataka wenzangu wa Isukuti bwana waweze kutuchangamsha tukifunga shughuli hii, angalau nasi twende tukameze mate, alafu tutakuwa tunapatana kwenye KBC Radio Taifa baadaye. Lakini kwenye KBC Channel 1 nimekuambia kwamba baadaye pia utakuwa unaletea uchanganuzi kamili kuhusiana na mechi hiyo kati ya Tanzania na Burkina Faso, mchuano ambao utakuwa ni wa ufunguzi. Kabla ya pale kutakuwepo pia na sherehe zile za ufunguzi wa mashindano haya ya CHAN. Wana Isukuti hapa waweze kuchangamsha debe tukienda. zaidi kuhusiana na mechi hiyo ya kwanza ambayo itakuwa ni Tanzania dhidi ya Burkina Faso. Endelea kutegea KBC Channel 1, manake mengi zaidi ambayo tumekuandalia kuanzia leo mpaka siku ya mwisho ya mashindano haya. Kwa sasa nasema kwamba bye bye, but stay tuned.
With his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani, uzuri David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
The land of Harambee, tunainuka pamoja.
Tanzania is ready, nguvu ni moja.
Pearl of Africa, welcome everyone.
Kuachie usiaibike. Anyway, ukitaka kutazama mchezo yote yani mpira ya chani iko KBC. Hashtag CHAN iko KBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for CHAN 2024. Please watch out for every thrilling goal, every breathtaking moment on our radio stations, on our TV platform, and all on our...
And Lamine Camara with his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Kenyans, are you ready for CHAN?
3rd of August, we play our first match.
Against DR Congo, right here at Kasarani Stadium.
We are working hard, getting ready for the battle ahead.
To all our brothers, our sisters, all football lovers, and every Kenyan,
we need your spirited cheers from the stands.
Show up.
Turn up. Be there.
Don't be left out.
Hello dear Kenyans, my name is Hussein Mohamed, FKF President. I take this opportunity to welcome you to enjoy the CHAN competitions as East Africa hosts this prestigious tournament. Come out in large numbers and support our Harambee stars. Catch all the games on KBC Channel 1.
Yeah, of course, we have CHAN coming up next month, in 2 weeks' time. So, and let's rally behind our team, Harambee Stars, so that they do so well, because we expect them to do well because we are in our home soil. So, and of course, we wish them all the very best. I think they have a very good coach who has played in the Premier League and has been a coach to a top team in England. So I think they have now, they have a good coach. So what they have to do is do their best. We will support them. Of course, maybe we will be watching on KBC because most of us maybe will be outside the country for training camp. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for CHAN 2024. Please watch out for every thrilling goal, every breathtaking moment on our radio stations, on our TV platform, and all on our social media pages. CHAN iko KBC.
Elimu ni taa, gizani uzaga.
Elimu ni bahari isiyokauka zinge.
Karibu katika sanaa ya Kiswahili, bahari yenye kina kirefu.
Sote tumeathirika. Hii kweli ni balaa.
Bila shaka tunazama na tukiibuka vipaji, talanta mbalimbali ndani ya sanaa ya Kiswahili.
Nina neno kwa vijana, mihadarati na pombe, bila madhara mabaya.
Kuna bunge la mwanafunzi, uchambuzi wa vitabu na kulizamia swala zima la fasihi.
Mchimba shimo huingia mwenyewe.
Kwa hivyo unasoma dondoo, alafu unabaini ni fani gani ambayo tunaitokea.
Ipate chemsha bongo bila tafadhali wala kibali.
Na si hayo tu mtazamaji.
Kumbuka, ni sanaa ya kipekee. Tuchangamkie Kiswahili,
tufurahie sanaa.
And Lamine Camara with his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Kenyans, are you ready for CHAN?
3rd of August, we play our first match.
Against DR Congo, right here at Kasarani Stadium.
We are working hard, getting ready for the battle ahead.
To all our brothers, our sisters, all football lovers, and every Kenyan,
We need your spirited cheers from the stands.
Show up.
Turn up. Be there.
Don't be left out.
Yeah, of course, we have CHAN coming up next month, in 2 weeks' time. So, and let's rally behind our team, Harambee Stars, so that they do so well, because we expect them to do well because we are in our home soil. So, and of course, we wish them all the very best. I think they have a very good coach who has played in the Premier League and has been a coach to a top team in England. So I think they have now, they have a good coach. So what they have to do is do their best. We will support them. Of course, maybe we will be watching on KBC because most of us maybe will be outside the country for training camp. Yeah.
Usiaibike. Anyway, ukitaka kutazama mchezo yote yani mpira ya CHAN iko KBC. Hasitaki CHAN iko KBC.
for Chan?
3rd of August, we play our first match.
Against DR Congo, right here at Kasarani Stadium.
We are working hard, getting ready for the battle ahead.
To all our brothers, our sisters, all football lovers, and every Kenyan,
We need your spirited cheers from the stands.
Show up.
Turn up. Be there.
Don't be left out.
Elimu ni taa, gizani uzaga.
Elimu ni bahari isiyokauka zinge.
Karibu katika sanaa ya Kiswahili, bahari yenye kina kirefu.
Sote tumeandika. Hii kweli ni balaa.
Bila shaka tunazama na tukiibuka vipaji, talanta mbalimbali ndani ya sanaa ya Kiswahili.
Nina neno kwa vijana, mihadarati na pombe, bila madhara mabaya.
Kuna bunge la mwanafunzi, uchambuzi wa vitabu na kulizamia swala zima la fasihi.
Mchimba shimo huingia mwenyewe.
Kwa hivyo unasoma dondoo, alafu unabaini ni fani gani ambayo tunaitokeza.
Ipate chemsha bongo bila tafadhali wala kibali.
Na si hayo tu mtazamaji.
Kumbuka, ni sanaa ya kipekee. Tuchangamkie Kiswahili,
tufurahie sanaa.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for Chan 2024. Please watch out for every thrilling goal, every breathtaking moment on our radio stations, on our TV platform, and all on our social media pages. Chan iko KBC.
The land of Harambee, tunainuka pamoja.
Tanzania is ready, nguvu ni moja.
Pearl of Africa, welcome everyone.
In September 2023, the three East African countries, that is Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, won the bid to host the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations for the first time. And it will come to pass on the 2nd to 30th of August in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. And Kenya, which is one of the co-hosts, is drawn in a tough Pool A together with the two-time champions Morocco, DR Congo. And we have Zambia, who came so close to winning the championship in 2009, and perennial AFCON quarter finalist Angola. We take a sneak preview at that group, with the group matches being hosted at Kasarani Enyar Stadium. I'm Wavinya Musa. Co-host Kenya will be taking part in the African Nations Championship for the first time, where they hope to make it to the knockout stages in their quest for success, and to also have some bragging rights as co-host.
And Kenya trying to dash their hopes of qualifying for the second round. And immediately the ball skims across the goal mouth, and the first opportunity is lost.
Nicknamed Harambee Stars, they have played at the continental level 6 times in the Africa Cup of Nations, where they made their first appearance in 1968 to draw barren with Cameroon, 1972 to draw all with Togo and Mali, 1990 where they drew barren with Senegal, but in all these appearances they took the first flight back home in the group stages. At least they managed to record their first win in 2004 against Burkina Faso, while in their last appearance they did beat Tanzania 3-2 in a neighborly affair.
Here goes the pass across the goal mouth. Keeper missed it, the defender missed it. And Emmanuel Ake puts the ball. The fact of the matter is they probably could have had 4 or 5 goals with a bit more poise, which they have to settle for a solitary goal. Here's Denis Oliek on his head. He must score 2 goals for Kenya at last. What a lovely pass, and look at the celebrations of Kenya. Denis Oliek, Denis the Menace, gets his goal at last. And obviously a rehearsed routine to celebrate. It's Kenya 2, Burkina Faso 0. So the predicted goal feast for Burkina Faso is completely the opposite. It's a goal drought and 2 goals for Kenya. So Denis Oliek, his perseverance pays off at last. Barassa, the number 11, has rifled 2 or 3 shots straight at the keeper, and on this occasion the ball. Well, this will definitely take the pressure off Senegal, as Oliek again going for his second. Oh, a nice pass and a beautiful goal. Well, Denis Oliek made that. Everybody expected him to blast the ball at the keeper, instead of which he laid the ball off, and a beautiful goal for Barassa. 3-0 Kenya. Classic play from Oliek here. You just look at the way he fools everybody. He looks as though he's going to have a blast and lays the ball off most unselfishly. The back heel. And we have a one-on-one with the keeper, Barassa, number 14. Terrific play made by a player whose confidence is growing by the second. Denis Oliek.
And we have an East African derby, a battle between neighbours. Kenya come up against Tanzania, and the Harambee Stars up against the Taifa Stars. This is going to be one mighty showdown. Over on that far side is Masika, will try and deliver the right cross into the penalty box. There's it's been flapping around. There's a chance, it's in the back of the net, and they've done it. Kenya have equalised. Olunga with the overhead. It's a beauty. The Harambee Stars are shining now, and they've scored their equaliser to cancel out Msuva's goal. And the player for Japan, Kasia Reisel, doing the business. Poor flap, it came off the defender, didn't it? It actually came off Nioni, offering him with an easy chance. Look at that, off the head. Yeah, it wasn't his fault, Manula's fault. It was such an unlucky...
In the name of Jesus Christ, Mungu anatarajia ukanyange hatua mbele. Wengine wametawaliwa na uchawi, wakati wao umefika. Wewe umenitazama siku ya leo. Neema na kibali cha Bwana kikawe juu ya maisha yako.
And Lamin Camara with his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Hello, my name is Musa Otieno, former Harambee Stars captain. I just want to let you know that CHAN is in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. And if you cannot go to the stadium, you can watch it at KBC. #CHAN iko KBC.
Very good evening to you. My name is Daniel Home and welcome to our continuing coverage of CHAN 2024 under the Pamoja bid. 19 nations in three joint hosts, Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. And the action starts in about 1 hour. We shall be going live to the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam at 20 minutes to 8, where they're going to have a brief opening ceremony and then the opening game between Burkina Faso and Tanzania. The two flags are here, and so that means we are ready to roll. And remember, 44 matches, all live on KBC Channel 1. We are going to be giving you a whole full story about this as we build up to do this. As we build up towards the opening game, and remember, tomorrow, it's 3 matches back to back from 3 p.m. Now, in studio with me, let me introduce my panel who are going to be with me right now. On my immediate left is former footballer Bernard Odipo. Odipo, karibu.
Thank you very much.
And then we've got a legend of Kenyan football. When you hear about a team that won Sekafa and almost wanted to walk out until the late Honorable Paul Ngei said, listen, people, finish the game. Here's a person who can tell that story. Josephat Murila, known as Controller. He was a centre half that scored alongside John Bobby Ogola. So you can really tell that, yes, we are also looking at our legends. And remember, he's also been involved in coaching. Karibu sana, legend.
Good evening, viewers.
And you can see, and let me start with you, Murila, about this tournament. And 2009, it has started. Kenyan being a tournament for players based in their domestic leagues, and it's now been closed. It's now 16 years on, and Kenya is participating. What's the story being told here? Because Kenya has failed to qualify actually at the final hurdle.
I think we have to look at it from a different aspect. Kenya has never qualified for CHAN, but by good coincidence, because of hosting, we are there. And I'm looking at it being a beneficiary of hosting. And sometimes when you're a beneficiary, things stand for the better of your life, because you can now show who you really are using the home advantage. I believe that this is the right time Kenya can show its own type of football.
And for you, Odipo, I know you call it bad history, but the problem is it is so stubborn and in our faces.
It is bad history, and I don't know what Controller means when he says that you can turn around qualifying by default to be a good thing. I think it's a clear indication that we don't have a true north as a team. What is our true north? What is our principle? What do we want to achieve from football? So I think, well, we'll take full advantage. I think for emerging nations, for emerging football nations, co-hosting is the way forward. It gives small countries with abilities like us, Uganda and Tanzania, an opportunity to host a major tournament. It could be the first step towards improving football in this region.
Well, and sure enough, I mean, conversations that we've had all week, they all seem to focus on one thing, infrastructure. And we have seen what has the work that has been done at the Ulinzi Sports Complex. We've also seen the work that has been done, and this is at the Police Sacco Stadium, and also Kasarani Annex 1 and Annex 2. Now, to separate Annex 1 and Annex 2, Annex 1 doesn't have a track around it. Annex 2 is a lower pitch, it has a track around it, and we've seen Nyayo and Kasarani get proper facelift, and now they're TV ready. And also something very interesting about these two venues, Kasarani we've always said it's 60,000 when it was free seating. Right now it's a maximum capacity, we'll call it 48,000. Nyayo, we've always known it to be 30,000. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa ngome yako, eh? That is where AFC Leopards said we own this place. And then it's now down to 18,000. But besides that, the infrastructure, Odipo, what's the first thing that you see? And when you get this kind of quality pitches and the lessons that must be learned and carried forward?
They're not, let me first correct you, they're not TV ready. They're football ready. Yeah. I think a good work has been done there. That one, we have to give credit for that. On the pitches, on the playing surface, on the terraces. You can see it around the continent, around the three countries, a good work has been put. And that's what I'm saying. For countries that do not have sufficient resources to host the whole tournament by itself, it's good to co-host. Because now you can divide the resources and do a better job than doing a wholesome job.
Yeah. So, let me come to Controller. You've seen you stand in a generation that has seen the stadia evolve and grounds change. You've played at City Stadium, you've played at Nyayo, you've seen Kasarani come at times neglected and get back. You have played outside the country where you find pristine pitches. What's the whole aspect of it when it comes to how a team executes its strategy, given the kind of surfaces some may be used to here, and then suddenly they're used to a golf course?
These stadiums being invested in for our players is a real reason that we want to grow our football to a different level. When you don't have these stadiums, players actually, when they go outside for international tournaments, they are underprivileged because they get better pitches there, and when they come back, they cannot manage those pitches when they are playing. However, I look at it that it is a form of academic excellence. Why? Because as much as we are improving these stadiums, we also need to improve the players. And the clubs must come out very, very fast to start using these facilities for the enhancement of the sports facility in Kenya.
Well, this is a tournament for domestic leagues, and overall, when I look at the participating countries that already look like they are favorites, first, let's think of Morocco and their clubs in the CAF Champions League. Wydad, Raja, FUS Rabat, Berkane, Esfar are there. We can think of South Africa. You can talk about Sundowns, talk about Pirates. Let's go to Algeria, MC Alger, Constantine. Angola, Petro Atletico, Primero de Agosto. Tanzania, Simba, Yanga. Go to Zambia, Zanaco, already there. Odipo, what's the story being told from the successes, previous successes of this competition?
It is obvious that any nation's football national teams depend on the excellence of its domestic league. I think the reason why CAF introduced CHAN is to grow domestic leagues, to grow the ecosystem of football in African countries, because you find probably there were stronger teams in Africa, but for many years, many countries did not have good grassroots structure. So what CHAN is trying to say here, grow your football league, make it stronger, so that when we come to this competition, the players in your domestic leagues are players of excellence. Again, remember, you started with mentioning the north part of Africa. The north part of Africa is elite. It's more like Europe. So it's like you're going to play Afro-Euro football. So it's a lesson. It's a learning here that we must improve our domestic football, our national league, not any other domestic football. And how does that improve? It's the structure trickling downwards.
Murila, looking at it, I mean, you come from a generation where, we used to say that making it to the quarterfinals of inter-club competitions was normal. Qualifying for the AFCON, you miss slightly in the days of the 8-10 competition, but what's the kind of mentality that's required of a player for you to start competing at this level? And actually with a lot of noise whenever you're playing at home.
The first thing we must have to do is the specific reaction to a player here. He has got security, because once these grounds are good, the medical situations, other injuries are apart from him. So his main concern is to provide and become, a sufficient person who can now win. Then the next level is these grounds don't come single. They come with different amenities that we may just involve them here. Those are the gyms, those are whatnot, so many things that are involved in the football advancement. So we expect also the player to become a manager by himself, not depending on the small things, but being a manager, because he now faces the only reality is to provide and produce results.
Well, you've had it from him, from a generation that, really entertained people. Anytime I see some of the photos and old videos from that time, you can see that the crowds were always there. Well, Kenya are in Group A, and they play the opening match tomorrow against the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Also in that group are Morocco, Angola, and Zambia. And at the moment, let's Dismas Tuke, who went down to the training session of the Moroccan national team. Let's get the report we got from him.
Bila shaka ni kwamba tunakujia mbashara kutoka uwanja wa Police Sacco maeneo ya South Sea hapa Nairobi. Ni kwenye mazoezi, unapoona nyuma yangu ni timu ya taifa ya Morocco Atlas Lions ambao ni mabingwa mara 2 kwa 2 la CHAN. Wanafanya mazoezi yao ya mwisho kabla ya mechi yao ya kwanza, mechi ya ufunguzi ya kombe la CHAN kundi A hapo kesho jioni saa 9 haswa kuanzia saa 12 za jioni dhidi ya Palangas Negras ya Angola. Na kumbuka hawa Morocco walishinda kombe hili mwaka 2018, wakalihifadhi mwaka 2020, alafu ni kwamba baada hapo walikosa makala iliyopita ya mwaka 2022 ambayo alitwaliwa na Senegal. Kwa hivyo ni kwamba wanafanya mazoezi ya mwisho, na nimejaribu kutafuta kama utapata mmoja wa wachezaji ambaye anazungumza Kimombo hapa, lakini maana kwamba wengi wanazungumza Kiarabu. Kwa hivyo Morocco ni mojawapo ya timu ambazo zitakuwa zinashiriki michuano hii ya CHAN, na ni timu ambayo imejipanga vizuri na wachezaji wazuri kutoka vilabu kama vile FAS Rabat, vile vile kutoka RS Berkane ambao walitoa kombe la shirikisho, na vile vile klabu ile ya mabingwa wa ligi ya timu ya taifa la ligi ile ya Morocco, pia wana wachezaji wazuri sana. Kwa hivyo ni kwamba wanajiandaa mazoezi ya mwisho, na wamo kundi A pamoja na timu ya taifa ya Kenya Harambee Stars ambayo itakuwa ni mechi ya pili dhidi ya Kenya Jumapili ijao katika uwanja wa kimataifa wa Kasarani. Kundi hili la A pia linajumuisha timu za Zambia Chipolopolo, Palangas Negras ya Angola, na hali kadhalika Jamhuri ya Demokrasia ya Kongo DRC ambao watachuana hapo kesho dhidi ya timu ya taifa ya Kenya Harambee Stars. Kumbuka kwamba CHAN inang'oa nanga rasmi leo jioni, lakini mechi ya ufunguzi ya kundi A ni hapo kesho baina ya Kenya dhidi ya DRC uwanja wa kimataifa wa Kasarani, na baadaye saa 12 jioni itakuwa ni mechi kati ya timu ya taifa ya Morocco dhidi ya Angola katika uwanja wa kitaifa wa Nyayo. Mechi zote 44 za kombe la CHAN unazipata mbashara kupitia runinga ya taifa ya KBC Channel 1 kutoka uwanja wa Police Sacco maeneo South C. Naitwa Dismas Otuke na kurejesha moja kwa moja kwenye studio.
So Dr. Kabisa Dismas Otuke. And you can see that, I mean, when you look at that pitch, it looks out of place in this country, and it is something we need to start getting used to, Murila, from what you've seen, you know, the Police Sacco Stadium and how it looks like, and the fact that these teams are comfortable with it.
Yes, because the people who came to repair the Sago, they had made a small mistake early on, but now they are rectified the water drainage. Now it's a perfect pitch to be played on.
Well, let's now continue talking about the CHAN, and one of the biggest things that we have seen over the last 4 years or so in the Confederation of African Football is an increase in prize money for teams participating. A 75% increment for the winners, and there's a total prize fund of $10.4 million, $3.5 million for the winner, the runner-up getting $1.2 million, $700,000 for third place, $600,000 for fourth place. The quarterfinalists each get $450,000. Those teams that finish third get 300,000 shillings, and teams that finish fourth in a group of 5, they get 200,000 shillings, and the teams that finish fifth in a group of 5 get $200,000. But looking at this increase in prize money, what's the impact? Because this money is spread two ways: that goes to the players, and that is meant for continuous development. Odipo.
I think generally football is a money game now, and CAF, like many other federations, is making good money now. Football is actually waking up in this continent. Initially, Africa was basically a breeding ground where you make players and they go abroad. But like you mentioned earlier, the leagues in this continent have really improved. Affiliations, and FIFA has structured itself also well for controlling football matters. So I think the money is good. And for this tournament, I also think they're going to make good money. Having spread it into 3 countries, they're going to be hunger to watch these games. Basically, we've seen a CHAN in other countries where you have half-full stadiums or empty stadiums. But I can tell you there's hunger in these 3 countries to watch football of this level. So I believe they've done their maths and they've done their homework, and they know there's going to be good money. So for entertainment purposes, they've raised this money to have even better football.
Well, entertainment is the name of it. But really, you've seen it, you know, change from when you played for passion and an amateur, during when football in Kenya was 100% amateur. You would be employed, you know, somewhere and play, you know, go train in the evenings. What's the evolution that you have seen, and the kind of hunger that players should have, given the opportunities that they have now? They can go full pro. You can make football your career 100% from the age of 18.
Basically, football is a career nowadays, especially when you go to the European countries. Once you pick it up, you can go to the farthest level in the football management levels, because we have now had a chart from the FIFA book where the people go for certain levels of training, certain level of administrative situations. Therefore, what I only believe is, with this kind of money and with this kind of development, I wish players to take it very seriously, that they should be among those beneficiaries. If they are not among those beneficiaries, they should not cry, because at our time there was no money, but their time there's money. Why can't you not fight for it and get it?
Well, if you allow me, I'm a bit curious, controller. You mean at your time it was not a career? All I knew you for was football. I thought you were a pro.
No, at our time we were playing as well as going on duty.
So how did you manage?
How
was this managed? How did you manage that?
The issue at our time was you were being fronted there to support the football's genesis, while they give you stipend, allowances.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And even some never called them. Others are still asking for the allowances now.
At this age?
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't know what they would be doing, but I know there is a whole big program now to make sure that the legends are involved at all levels. And let's now move straight to Group A, rather Group B, because this is where Tanzania are, and they are playing this opening match against Burkina Faso. But first of all, Odipo, your assessment of the Tanzanian team, the Taifa Stars, given that a lot of focus is on Yanga, Simba, Singimda.
Yeah, I think going by the recent performances by this team, there's just growth in this team. We've seen them turn out for major tournaments and perform well, being absent for a very long time. We've also seen them domestically perform well. We've seen how they've handled big teams while playing at home. So sometimes for a country, it's good to have a national team that doesn't have a mix of all players in the league, but 2-3 teams majorly that form a team, a national team, because you end up finding that these players understand each other more quickly. If, for instance, when Murila was playing, you'll find that Harambee Stars had Gor Mahia and FC majorly, a few people from Tusker and a few people from Reunion. And in this manner, you have a more cohesive national team. Because if Murila doesn't play with Odipo, he knows Odipo as an everyday opponent. So that makes a better national team.
Very interesting. We'd like to hear the stories as the match continues, how they used to partner with Bobby Ogola, knowing that they were permanently at opposite ends.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Murila, Tanzania, your assessment of them as we take as the team that is on focus tonight.
Tanzania has walked a good path, and first I commend the FKF of the Federation in Tanzania, TFF, for bringing it to pass that 3 teams in Tanzania have been very strong, and they are the ones who are providing most of the players to the national team. And these 3 teams, if you look at them, they are not local as such. They have also invested in the African football, because 3/4 of their players don't come from Tanzania. They come from the other African countries. So we look at it that advancement of Tanzania has got a reason why they have been there 4 times in the CHAN. And now they are only coming in to say, we have been here for long, we want to take this cup.
Well, then let's look at their opponents. Their flag is here, the flag of Burkina Faso. Where would you see the Burkinabes are, given that, making another appearance in this tournament, while we know they're European-based contingent, what about the domestic contingent now, with clubs like AS Douane?
They are not up there domestically. They're not up there. They're not badly off as most of the East African leagues are, but they're not up there also. I don't think they are quite an opponent that Tanzania can't beat. Given Tanzania's home record, I believe Tanzania really have a chance here.
Now, the Stallions, this is, a 4th appearance for them, for a team like this, and, not having won this. What do you make out of these teams from that part of West Africa?
Let's not rule them out as such, because their players are young, the ones domestic players, but they will also wish to carry that country high, especially seeing that their seniors or those of professionals have been plying their country to the World Cup and other tournaments. I believe Burkina Faso have got what you call a desire to win this cup, especially since they have been there 4 times.
I do get the feeling that they dropped the ball at some point, because I do feel that this team 5-6 years ago was a very good team, and they were part of the elite African football teams. In those days, they were sort of like the Senegal we're having now. And then I think they dropped the ball somewhere along the way, and they are now in the process of again rebuilding and regaining that confidence.
All right. So we'll be taking a short break, and after that we'll talk about the Central African Republic, Mauritania also, who are in that group, because I know at this point, Director, we'll be taking a short commercial break. We come into that, and also we should be expecting the team shifts from Dar es Salaam for the opening match between Tanzania and Burkina Faso, so that we can even see the kind of tactical formations that are there and how each of the teams can try and counter them. And for Burkina Faso, they're going to play against 12 players. Or we can... Because like they say in Dar es Salaam, kwa Mkapa hapatoki mtu. Let's continue with this conversation on the other side of this break.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Looking to advertise on KBC? KBC announcement services are now available on eCitizen. Visit kbc.ecitizen.go.ke and fill out the online application form. It's simple. 1. Complete the form. 2. Upload required documents. 3. Receive a quotation based on word count. And 4. Get notified via SMS when your announcement is ready. Please note, clearly indicate the type of announcement, service station, and all relevant details. 2. All applications must be made online only. Manual submissions will not be accepted. And 3. Announcements will air after news bulletins. For assistance, reach us on email ecitizen@kbc.co.ke or use our social media handles, Facebook, your Facebook account, and X at your X account. Or you can call us on 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124. KBC announcements. Simple, fast, and digital.
Kila mwisho wa juma hapa katika runinga yako ya KBC Channel 1 tunakuletea Mkulima.
Mkulima ni kipindi cha kila mtu. Mkulima mdogo, mkubwa, mnunuzi, muuzaji na pia anayenuia kuanza kilimo.
Kuanzia kwa mbinu bora na za kisasa za kilimo, ufugaji,
kukupa fursa za biashara, kuongeza dhamana hadi teknolojia zinazorahisisha kilimo.
Mkulima kisasa inakupa wewe maarifa, motisha na suluhu za kukuza mazao,
kuongeza kipato na pia kulisha taifa kwa jumla.
Tuna feed nchi, tuna feed watoto wetu na tuna feed Europa na tunaweka pesa mfukoni.
Tazama Mkulima kila Jumamosi saa 10:30
kwenye runinga ya taifa.
Mkulima, tuko hapa kwa ajili yako,
ambapo fursa na kilimo zinapatana.
Praise the Lord. My name is Pastor Tim Mwangi, and I want to invite you for a life-changing, transformative show.
I was blinded and thrown to the floor on my knees, just like Saul.
conversations.
Gen Z ni nani? Boldness mnatoa wapi?
Kuna mentality fulani yenye inakujenga, si a rebellion really, but ni ya kuquestion system.
Engagements that are life-changing and provocative.
When you are young, your core business should be to create value in yourself.
Join me, DJ Andy C, bringing to you Kingdom Vibe, full of gospel bangers.
Join us for Angaza Show.
Every Saturday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Only on KBC Channel 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for Chan 2024. Please watch out for every thrilling goal, every breathtaking moment on our radio stations, on our TV platform, and all on our social media pages. Chan iko KBC.
Hii ni mpya. Nafuka watalike nyumbani. Ni mpya. Tuko na aina nyingi. Fajiproof. Hata hii kama mpya. Hiyo yote tuko nayo hata sisi. Introducing Duracoat Aquatec Credential, Kenya's first tintable waterproofing paint.
And welcome back to our continuing coverage of Chan 2024. Chan iko KBC, and not just in KBC Channel 1. You can get onto our web portal, www.kbc.co.ke. If you're on the road and you've got your data bundles, it's straightforward. You will be watching the game online wherever you are, so you cannot miss the action. So if you are on that bus traveling somewhere, pick your device, you can get to watch this broadcast live on kbc.co.ke. Just go to TV Live and you will watch the Chan 2024 live. Well, back to studio. In our conversation with my analyst, we've got Bernard Odipo, is a former footballer, and also we've got a legend of Kenyan football, Josephat Murila, known in the football circles as Controller. And looking at Group B, because that's where we've got the opening match, Dar es Salaam, the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. That's where Tanzania are going to be playing against Burkina Faso. We'll be getting that feed at 20 minutes to 8. Match kicks off at 8 after a brief opening ceremony. But we were just looking at the teams in that contingent. Odipo, the Central African Republic, another team that is making their debut besides Kenya, but they have an interesting story. They have been to 2 back-to-back under-20 championships. And that means, and it's their players who are there. You'll find that most of the youth are there. Yeah. And here they are now knocking on the doors of Chan, and they eliminated Cameroon.
Well, that's also a development story. Central African Republic is a country that was equally there back then, football-wise, and then just like Burkina Faso along the way, they dropped the ball somewhere. But I believe, again, they are on their path to rebuilding. Anytime you see a team that is performing well in those lower stages, it's a sign of the better future. So if the under-23 has been into this tournament twice, it shows that the team that is coming to Tanzania is actually a team that is growing. That said, though, does not really mean that they will excel here. This is a big tournament. And I think in that group, if you look at how teams line up, Tanzania stand a very good chance because of that simple fact of the 12th man also.
Mm-hmm. So, Controller, when you have, a country like this, they are on a high, definitely, having eliminated Cameroon. So, everyone would simply say, what is it that they can bring to the table? And at the moment, we can confidently say that the Cameroonian sides at the moment, it's not the Canon Yaounde, Canon Douala types or the Cotton Sport Garoua of later years. But so they're heavily relying on their diaspora for the main team. But for this level, Cameroon CAR, what kind of boost does it give them?
First thing we have to take note, CAR is not just isolated out of the West Africa. If we look at it, it's in the middle of the great countries. That is Côte d'Ivoire. You come on the other side, there is Ghana, and then you go up, you have the Cameroon. So when you look at it that way, it means that from their aspect and their relationship, they have had a lot of impact from the neighboring countries to build themselves. And when they have that one, I think they are feeling happy that they managed to have a slot coming to CHAN to prove their case. Because having all around them strong countries that are not here in CHAN, and they have come themselves, it shows there's something new that they have learned.
Well, Mauritania, the other one, the other team in the group, before we now delve direct into Tanzania against Burkina Faso.
Mauritania will come as the whipping boys in that group. But the beauty about this CHAN, anytime, and the beauty about this kind of tournament is that every time players line for this tournament, half the time they are known. No one really knows what is coming to the table. You see, if we are having a bigger tournament like CHAN where everyone is allowed, we know who's coming.
Like AFCON.
Yes, we know who's coming. We know how they play. We know where they play. But CHAN has very many surprises. So you might think that Mauritania are obscure and no one knows them, but they might surprise you when the whistle is blown.
Well, so you've taken a look at those teams, and it's Group B. So remember, Group B is going to be based in Dar es Salaam. Group C is going to be based in Kampala, while Group A will be played in Nairobi. Group D will be in Zanzibar. One last team, Madagascar. Murila, what would you see about this team that is known as the Barre? I think and what they've got to offer, given that their path to this competition has always been interesting, given that they're also playing within the Kosafa region, and they eliminated Eswatini as on their way to CHAN 2024.
Mozambique is a very interesting team. Madagascar is a very interesting team because I think I was here when they were playing somewhere, and I did say they have got a system that people don't understand. And by it coming throughout all this measure, after 1 year or two, because that was 2022, they are proving that whatever they have been building on, it can sustain them for a longer period. And if you look at Madagascar, it's on a certain level of an island by itself. It doesn't have any relative close to them. So when you tell me that they cannot manage it, I believe they have got something that they are doing that we may not understand. But as football is, the secrecy in football is the people and the performance rating is in the national outlook. If they have got the national outlook and the strength in the national outlook, they will come up as a surprise.
Are we going to get surprised before we say Antananarivo?
I think what Controller was saying, there's a madness in Madagascar, but there's a method to that madness. So only them understand that chaos. And in that manner, it's very hard to determine how am I going to tackle this team? How am I going to defend against this team? How am I going to attack this team? And that is their advantage. That's what they bring to the table.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our main match where Tanzania are going to be playing against Burkina Faso. And the story of Tanzania is this. At the moment, their head coach, Adel Amrouche, was suspended for 8 matches by the Confederation of African Football, which means that some of the matches, including where he is affected, are those at CHAN. And that means the person who's been handling the age grade teams, the under-20 and the under-23s, is Hemedi Suleiman, the man they call Morocco in Tanzania. Morocco is his nickname. And looking at what we've seen from Tanzania, he is actually born in Zanzibar, but has done more of his football work on mainland Tanzania. What is the kind of football system that you'd expect from him at the moment, controller? Having seen, you know, the way the clubs play, it tends to rub off onto the national team.
That's the advantage of Tanzania. Ever since, Tanzania has been playing a type of football that other East African countries don't understand. And if you work with them, all their coaches have gone through that system rating. And any coach coming to coach Tanzania, like the current coach,
Hamedi
Suleiman, he must understand, he is understanding what Tanzanians need. Therefore, I don't believe that he just came there by purpose. Are you getting?
Yes.
Because he has been, he stays in Zanzibar, but his straight is in the mainland. A country like Tanzania cannot pick him up to be a coach at this level when they don't understand him. So I believe he has got something new for Tanzanians.
Odipo, having seen the way this younger players, Simba, now we've been seeing Azam, Singida United, Azam FC, Singida United, I think Mtibwa Sugar now, I think, and Kagera Sugar FC also. What kind of system do you expect is going to be deployed by Morocco, the coach of Morocco?
I can't predict really what system he'll deploy, but I'm sure for them it will be the normal Tanzanian football, fast and ruthless, direct football where from the word go they attack. They really believe in their, the strength they have is the attacking prowess, and they really are not shy to go forward. And I think that's what we're going to see from the word go. They're going to go for the goals.
Well, looking at their defensive strategy, and how, I mean, the way they do their defense, Murila, you've played in the, I mean, in the heart of defense, and that's where the name controller came from. You know, taking charge of that, what's the best way to, you know, for example, if you're to defend against a Tanzanian side that have got Faisal Saloom, they call him Fei Toto, somebody who can create nothing out of, you know, something out of nothing by, you know, his movements across the midfield.
If you are basically Tanzanians, as I understand their football, the best way to defend them is just create them the space to work on the wings. If they work there, then you are safe. But if they come inside the middle, they are strong and their character is good. And especially when it comes to high balls, they are very confident with high balls.
Odipo, so, you know, just chuckle because what's the risk of, you know, keeping people out wide when you're on the offense?
There is basically, actually it's a cardinal rule what controller said. The easiest way to defend is spread it out. So you want to believe that your goalkeeper, being the tallest player in the box, will pick the crosses. But now again, you must be very wary of the headers. Do you have good headers in your team, the defenders? And who are the headers from the opponents? So you must also be very careful if you want to spread people outside. How are your fullbacks, or in that case, the wingbacks? Are they people who have a sense of recovery? Because again, if you can't recover quickly enough to be in the right position in your box, some teams actually, controller, prefer attacking from the width. So be careful, what do you really want to do? But what he's saying, their team, what I told you earlier, they believe in forging from the middle. So what you do is deflect that and take them to the width. See if you can diffuse that force that they come with into the box.
Well, Burkina Faso, we know that the versatility of, you know, West African teams, there's a pattern that they tend to use, and there is always a chance that they have one dangerous wide man. We knew of the likes of Nidi George or Amokachi, who, if they decided to go wide, you are in trouble. Just quickly, Odipo, Burkina Faso, what kind of system would you see them deploy here?
I think they'll play the typical West African football where they play a long ball and shut the midfield. So they shut you in your own half. That's where they play. They normally don't like playing in their half. So they'll play a long ball and shut you in their half and then now squeeze you towards your goal. And
what he's talking about is that there's a probability of playing a high defensive line. Where is that risk when you're on the offense, and how do you manage that high line such that you're not caught on a counter-attack?
Yeah, most cases is you must be strong at character. That's the first cardinal situation. When you get the ball, you should not release it because they are coming in to force you to play into their legs. So you must have a character. If Tanzania have a character and then they hold the ball and then they tell them, now look here, we are making the decisions, then Burkina Faso have got no answer to that one. But the moment you play into their trap, then you are finished.
Well, they always say if you want chicken easily trapped, just pull some little bit of rope with some grain and put it under a bucket and it will be caught inside. So don't fall into a trap. That's the message that we are seeing. We'll take a short commercial break. We'll be back. Remember, we're at 20 minutes to 8. We'll be heading over to the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam, where we shall be having a brief opening ceremony. And then Tanzania against Burkina Faso, the opening match of CHAN 2024.
In the name of Jesus Christ, Mungu anatarajia ukanyange hatua mbele. Wengine wametawaliwa na uchawi, wakati wao umefika. Wewe umenitazama siku ya leo. Neema na kibali cha Bwana kikawe juu ya maisha yako.
They say the earth without art would just be, get it? We circumnavigate the globe and traverse the local scene to bring you art and culture at their very best. From fine art, culinary art, performing arts, and even cultural events, you name it, and we have got you covered. My name is Kevin Kasioki, and I will be serving you this and much, much more each and every Friday at 8 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
Here at the Kenya Bureau of Standards, we do not just set the standards, we set the pace. Just like our footballers, we believe in excellence, integrity, and protecting what matters most, you, our consumer. From the products you buy to the services you trust, KEBS is your silent defender. Ensuring safety, quality, and fairness every step of the way. As you cheer your favorite team, Harambee Stars, of course, know that behind every timer, every goal, every whistle, there's a standard that holds strong. Kenya Bureau of Standards, the home of standards. Enjoy your CHAN games on KBC, your true sports partner. Quality, integrity. That's the standard we live by. KEBS, standards for quality life. Viwango kwa maisha bora.
The stage is set, the teams are ready, and your voice could be the difference. Come wave your flag, sing your song, and back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
Si niliwaambia. Halo. Niletee kama kawaida.
Kama sio Kavagara, wacha kiumane.
Hii chapati ni tamu sana.
Omera, sere bila Kavagara sio sere.
Dukani usitishe unga, itisha Kavagara.
Kubwa, vile ndio hii. Wewe kijana. Sasa imepungua mpaka kikombe kimoja tu. Unakunywa ndio maana unalei ndevu zako.
Hapana, huyu ng'ombe wako amekuliwa na kupe karibu afariki. Hawezi kutoa maziwa kama kawaida kwa sababu ameliwa na kupe, ana magonjwa.
Kwa afya bora ya ufugaji wako, zuia kupe kwa kutumia Vectaclar kutoka Elgon Kenya, ambayo inaangamiza kupe 100%. Elgon Kenya, transforming farms and lives through technology.
Anaichanja ndani uzuri David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
The land of Harambee. Tunainuka pamoja.
Tanzania is ready, nguvu ni moja. All of Africa, welcome everyone.
Hello dear Kenyans, my name is Hussein Mohamed, FKF President. I take this opportunity to welcome you to enjoy the CHAN competitions as East Africa hosts this prestigious tournament. Come out in large numbers and support our Harambee stars. Catch all the games on KBC Channel 1.
Anyway, ukitaka kutazama mchezo yote yani mpira ya chani iko KBC. Hashtag Chan iko KBC.
Are you ready for Chan?
3rd of August, we play our first match.
Against DR Congo, right here at Kasarani Stadium.
We are working hard, getting ready for the battle ahead.
To all our brothers, our sisters, all football lovers, and every Kenyan,
we need your spirited cheers from the stands.
Show up.
Turn up. Be there.
Don't be left out.
With his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri. David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa Chan 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
The land of Harambee.